Did you know that according to AutoMD, a leader website in automotive statistics and technology, it states that 2 out of 3 teens do not know how to change oil in their car, repair a spare battery or spare tire, or even jumpstart a battery? Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for skipping out on your lunch. I know you'd rather be hanging out with your girlfriend or your friends or whatever you have, and missing out on your lunch. So, I'm here to tell you guys about how to do a proper oil change. The benefits of doing a proper oil change yourself are it saves you anywhere between $25 to $35, which I mean you can use that to buy lunch or whatever. So, it also tells you can also know how to do a job correctly. And it also shows to you that you don't have to go to a mechanic that could potentially rip you off putting the wrong oil in and charging you overpriced for something that you could get something like this for 25 bucks and they'll charge you $55 for. So, firstly I'm going to show you how to remove any used oil inside your engine and how to dispose of it properly. And secondly I'm going to be telling you how to replace an oil filter inside the car. And lastly I'm going to tell you how to re-implement any oil that's going to be inside your engine. So, firstly I'm going to discuss how to take out the engine oil. So, first of all, you need to make sure your car is on this level, flat surface, so it's pretty parked, so it's not moving around just in case you might shove the car, and it might move you out of place. So as soon as the car's sturdy and in place, you need to get to the front of the hood, you're going to open it up, and then you're going to see something that looks like this. This is an oil dipstick. It's going to say engine oil on it. You're going to take that out, because according to Pennzoil on Change Your Own Oil, as of the article in 2016, it states that if you take out the drain plug, the dipstick, it allows proper fluid movement throughout the engine to allow more oil to get out the engine. So, as soon as you have that out, you're going to want to put on some gloves. While you're putting on some gloves, you want to put some goggles on too, because you're going to get stuff in your eyes potentially, because you don't know what you're doing at first. So, then you're going to get into your engine, and you're going to locate something that looks like this. This is a drain plug. The drain plug is going to be located on the oil pan. So, as soon as you find the drain plug, you're going to get a ratchet, like there's a 6-point ratchet, because if you use a 12-point ratchet, it could potentially strip the bolt, you're going to have to buy a new drain plug. So, as soon as you find the the drain plug, you're going to put the ratchet on the drain plug, you're going to put it in a position like this, you're going to turn it counterclockwise to break the seal on the drain plug. It's going to be tough, so you're going to want to get some leverage, you're going to want to maybe potentially kick the ratchet just to break it up. As soon as you break it loose, do not undo it any further. You're going to want to get a container, which could be anything big enough to hold the amount of capacity that's inside your engine, which you can then Google or look up on your owner's manual. As soon as you have the position properly, you're going to get the drain plug, you're going to do it by hand. Careful, because there's going to be either hot oil if you just turned off the car. So you're going to take it off and oil is going to start dumping out. So while that's dumping out, I'm going to tell you guys how to properly remove the oil filter. According to Quaker State, oil filters can be anything between a canister oil filter and a cartridge oil filter. Cartridge oil filter is usually used in newer cars and also German cars. I'm going to be telling you how to take off a canister oil filter. So, on a canister oil filter, according to Castrol, another leading company on oil filters and oil parts, it says that an oil filter can be located anywhere on the car. On top of the engine, behind the engine, underneath the engine, or even next to the wheel. If it's next to the wheel, you might want to take off the wheel. But I'm not going to tell you it's going to be on the back. So, to take it off, you're going to want to get something called an oil filter wrench. An oil filter wrench is going to go on the back of this like this, and slide it over, and you want to get a ratchet or any form of wrench, and you're going to twist it counterclockwise just enough to break the seal. As soon as you break the seal, you're going to want to slide that canister that's underneath the engine already to catch any excess oil that's falling out of the filter. You're going to twist it off, make sure no oil spills out, catch it, and you're going to match it up with the oil that you bought, the oil filter that you bought originally. If it matches up correctly, you got the right one, so you don't have to worry about anything. Then you got to make sure that the gasket from the oil filter is not on the engine. So if this isn't on here, you need to go to where you took off the oil filter and take it off, because it could potentially ruin the seal of your engine. So, after you clean that off and you wait 2-3 minutes for all the oil to dump out of your engine, you can get the new filter and you put it on hand tight, nice and tight all the way to the back until it touches the engine. Then you do a 3/4 turn one more time just to make sure it's nice and hand tight. If you do it any tighter, it could potentially ruin your oil and mess up your engine. So, now that you know how to now that your oil filter's on, I'm going to tell you how to re-implement the oil back into your engine. So, first things first, you need to get back under your car and put on the drain plug. Again, you're going to put this clockwise, twisting it on there until it reaches over and touches your drain pan. And then You're gonna get the ratchet again and do another 3/4 turn to make sure it's nice and tight on it. Make sure nothing could potentially leak out. Alright, so now you go back to the top of the engine. Then you put the dipstick back into the engine. Make sure there's like nothing like got on the dipstick, clean it off a little bit if you can. Dip it back into the engine. Then you locate the engine cap, the engine oil cap, which is like a little cap that's going to be on top of your engine. It says little numbers on it. That depends on what oil viscosity and what kind of weight you need. So you take that off, you get a funnel, and then before you implement any oil, you need to go and search up what oil fits in your car. If it's an older car that has potentially more miles, according to Valvoline, you need to add a higher mileage oil, which is this one, or a higher viscosity engine oil, which could be anything between a 1030 or 1040, or a 2050 if it's like 500,000 miles. So, after you're done filling that up, you need to go to your engine and to the right capacity by looking at the measurements on the back. You need to go to start your engine. As soon as the car starts, go into the car, make sure there's no leaks. If there's no leaks, turn off the engine, check again. Then take out the dipstick, make sure that it touches one of these two lines. If it's touching one of the two lines, you should be all good. You don't need to add any more oil. And that's how you properly change oil in the car. So I discussed with you how you guys to change the oil in your car, how to check to see if you need to add any more. I talked about how to take out the oil, how to replace an oil filter, and even how to re-implement oil to your car. I hope you guys are now breaking the statistic that more than 2 out of 3 of you guys know how to change the oil in your car, and I want to thank you again for coming and skipping out on your lunch to learn this new safe skill. Thank you.